So do people call you Magda or they call you Mags? Like, what do you go by?
My name is Magda Baptista, and my nickname is Mags the
Okay.
Star.
Okay. Yes, Mags the Star on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
And when I started following you, I think the reason I followed you was a post that you'd made, something along the lines of like "fake it till you make it," which is something
Yes,
like, for me, I did radio for 20 years. I've been podcasting now for 10. Uh, and it's something that I have subscribed to for my entire career. And I wonder how many people are like that.
they fake it until they make it.
Yeah.
I believe that it's a defense mechanism where we want to protect that part of us that doesn't feel enough, and it sometimes works because we were able to get through certain doors by faking it. However, at some point you hit a wall and you need to be true to yourself and realize that by being the authentic you is your true superpower, because you're not deceiving anybody when you hit that wall, because you'll just go walk through it, because you'll be the same person no matter what.
Right.
So as you stop faking it and you become this authentic, you just choose to own that authenticity within you. You just allow others to feel at ease within themselves. And as they allow themselves to be authentic as well, we have less walls or less obstacles. And then we understand that it was all part of the process of self-love.
Yeah, that's the thing about your channel, Magda. Like, the positivity is like, I just love your positive outlook on life. And like, I think that that's the thing, like, often that we don't appreciate the positive things that are in our lives, and it's so much easier to kind of pick apart the negative things.
Yes. And I believe that the reason why I see this silver lining is also because I had a car accident about 8 years ago, 2015. That's about 8 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be 8 years, the December 2nd. And what happened there was the catalyst to my new way of seeing things. I was always complaining about something and didn't realize how perfect my life was. I had the husband, I had the house, I had my wedding day, like the princess style, and I kept complaining, and I had 2 healthy kids. And then the universe just woke me up to gratitude. And until the day I was not doing that gratitude exercise, I kept being dizzy and I kept being sick after that car accident, because I was not in that state of mind where I could see that things are happening for me. And as I shifted my perspective, that's when I started to heal. Every night before bed, I forced myself to get in 3 gratitudes, no matter how the day was, no matter how long I was laying down on the horizontal position. I forced myself. What did I see today? The sun. The sun was part of my gratitude. Like, I had to find those 3 gratitudes before sleeping. And as I practiced that muscle, that's when I started to heal my body. That's when I started to heal my whole way of seeing life.
Wow, that's crazy. So like, was it a near death car accident or?
So it was not a near death, but I was the only one injured. So it was a family accident, car accident. And the car that hit us was on the passenger side, and it was me. So I got all of the impact. And actually, my ex-husband, he tried to avoid, and he hit another car on the passenger side as well. So it was a double impact.
Wow.
On the passenger side. So it was like the universe was literally telling me, wake up.
Yeah, straight up, right?
It was
Um,
like,
yeah, I was out last night with a buddy watching the Canucks game, and as I'm walking him home, I was mentioning that you were going to come on, and I was like, "Yeah, she's a hypnotherapist," and he's like, "Ah, that's garbage." I'm like, nah, you know what? Like, interesting that you say that because my wife did did hypnotherapy, and because she was like way past due, she was so far past pregnancy, and nothing was working. And suddenly she did this hypnotherapy, and like the next day had our first kid. What do you say to people that are like, ah, that's like that can't be real. That stuff can't be like, is it Reiki? Is that how you pronounce it? Like that's where you put your hands over our body and like feel the energy or whatever. Like what do you say to people that are like, nah, that's come on.
so Elon Musk, Elon Musk, yeah,
Elon, yeah.
Elon,
Yeah.
yeah, and various scientific people will proclaim that everything is energy.
Mm,
Everything is energy. And Reiki is an energy healing. So it's different from hypnotherapy, and yet they work well together because you spoke about hypnotherapy and
correct.
now you're talking about Reiki. So I
Right.
just want to make sure that we understand that there's two different modalities or two different
That's two
healing
different things.
techniques and tools,
Yeah.
yet they work well together. So Reiki is life force energy. And with Reiki, we're able to realign the chakras. So the chakras, there are 7 chakras with which we work with in Reiki. So there's more than 7 chakras in our field. So chakras are energy fields that when they are blocked, um, we start seeing these roadblocks, as I was talking before, on our path. So as we clear them, as we align them, we're able to manifest faster. We're able to feel more balanced in life. So that's the Reiki part. The hypnotherapy is really the subconscious programming that we have that we can change in order to also start manifesting what we want in our life in a more positive way or in a more aligned way. So the story about your wife, she probably had a blockage in her subconscious or fear that this hypnotherapist was able to unlock, which allowed her to relax into her body. And as she relaxed, she was able to deliver faster.
Yeah. You know, she says because of that hypnotherapy, um, our second born was born with like, I don't know, a couple of hours. The difference of like 29 hours versus like I almost missed parking the car, almost missed the my second born, you know, like it was just the difference was insane. And she says it's because of the hypnotherapy.
Yes. Well, it could be because of the hypnotherapy, definitely, because when we unlock those fears and we allow them to be released, because we come into this world, if you look at the newborn, they're so happy, or they cry and they get what they want, they demand and they get what they need. And then with time, um, and our experiences, we develop these fears. So depending on how the parents react to the child falling down, like, when they start walking and they fall, if the parent doesn't really react, the child will look at the parent and be like, okay,
It's
it's
fine.
okay if I fall, I'll just stand back up. But if the parent is like
Right.
freaking out, oh my God, did you hurt yourself? Then the child stays with that fear in their brain. And now he associates falling with some kind of fear. Like it could be really bad because my parents are reacting to this. So that becomes a subconscious programming. And then later in life, we don't know why we're afraid of heights or why we're afraid of moving like something on our path. And when we do the hypnotherapy, we bring the patient, not the patient, the client back into this state where they're able to see it from a bird's eye view and see there's no danger here. It's perfectly normal. And then we change that programming, and now you're no longer afraid of going up or down the stairs or whatever it is that you had as a fear. So yeah, that's the interesting part about hypnotherapy.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, I'm curious, like, what did you want to do with your life as a kid growing up?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I knew as a kid that I wanted to become a teacher. I had a blackboard in my room. I would line up my dolls and I would teach them everything. I would write on that board. I would teach them math, French, English, everything. Everything that I knew, I loved to teach.
Yeah.
And I still consider myself as the eternal student and teacher of life. Whatever I teach, I learn, and my best teachers are always my students.
Do you feel pressure to be a role model?
If I feel pressure to be a role model, is that the question? I didn't really.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
Mm.
I love it. I love being the role model because I feel like I'm able to lead through my actions. And the more I lead through my actions, the more I better my life. So it's not a pressure, it's more a lifestyle. It's what I choose to be. And this is why I was talking about authenticity before. When you're authentic, you no longer feel that pressure to pretend to be someone that you're not. I was recently at a TonyRobbins event as a crew member. I was helping out and cheering people on. And people would come to me and they're like, how do you have all that energy all day long? We're exhausted. I'm like, because it's my lifestyle. I don't pretend to be this happy, joyful, energetic person. I am a physical educator. I believe in moving your body for health purposes. And so I adopt that lifestyle. If anybody travels with me and they ask me if I want to take a cab, I always say, can we walk there?
Totally right.
And I'll walk there. And they're like, no, it's too far. I'm like, how far is it? Or how close is it?
Mm.
I don't want to waste my time in a cab. I want to see everything. So I'll walk and see. And at the same time, I get my steps in. So it's a lifestyle. It's the way you choose to see things.
What would you say like eats up most of your time these days?
What would I say that takes the most of my time these days?
Yeah.
I think that because I want to adapt myself to the new reality, which is this virtual world, I created so much resistance against this virtual world. I was like, I don't love it. I don't want to do anything on this platform. Then once I changed that mindset and realized that I can reach out more people, and the more I learn about this technology, the more I'll be able to share my wisdom or be in contact and connection with others, then I would have to learn it. So what's consuming my time right now is learning this technology, how to build my website, how to even work with the Zoom. So I'm teaching Reiki and hypnosis, and even I have a heal and flow program. And every time I go on Zoom with my students, I'm learning with them. They're like, yeah, you can share it this way. You got to click that button. And they teach me. So I'm learning. So this is the consuming part of my life right now is how to use this technology. Because even though I'm a physical educator, I don't usually like to use the technology in my classrooms, but now I'm starting to see that it can actually be beneficial. Yeah.
And how often do you set goals for yourself? Because
How often?
that's super important. Like, talk about the importance of setting goals and like achieving goals and what that does for your mind and health and all that.
Definitely. So when I wake up and I am sticking to my routine, I love to set goals every day. So for my day, I have 3 things I must accomplish.
Mm.
And then I have those extra things that I can accomplish either today, tomorrow, or throughout the week.
Mhm.
And then I love to reflect on it at night. So I have a tool that I use. I don't know if you know Brendan Bouchard. Um, he's a high performance coach, and I love to use his planner. So every day there's a set of questions that I fill out. How am I going to be mindful today? And what are the 3 goals that I must achieve for today, or 3 tasks that I must achieve?
Mhm.
And then there's a weekly analysis that you go through. To be totally honest, this is what I love to do. Do I do it every single day? Not always. Sometimes I skip, like on weekends. I like to just go with the flow and be adventurous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to set them on a regular basis. So when I
Yeah,
wake up,
I
what
do
is
the
my
same thing. Like, I find that people that don't make goals, like, how's there any fulfillment in your life if you're not meeting the things that you're challenging yourself with? Or, you know what I mean? Like, and for and I don't know if you're the same as me, but when I set goals, I'll attack the biggest one, or the one that's the most annoying, or the one that I don't want to do. Like, get that one out of the way for the rest to fall into place. It's weird when you
100?
meet people that don't set goals, and I have through this podcast. I mean, and just kind of meeting people in general. Like, no goals, just float through life. Like, wow, really? And are you fulfilled? Do you feel okay? Like, it's weird.
I guess we're all built differently, yet just like you, I feel like if I have a goal, it's giving me that extra spark in my day, because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I direction, focus, I know where I'm going. And I love that certainty. Um, Yet I believe that some people are just going through life and
Sure,
they're comfortable in it without wanting more. And that's also valid. um,
sure.
I think it's a trait of a higher performer, like someone that wants more from life and that likes that extra like challenge. And like you said, knocking down those things that you don't want to do has this sensation of satisfaction when you just
Oh,
do it right away, right off
you're
the
just like,
bat.
oh, I'm so glad that's out of the way. Like, it needs
Yeah.
to get done. Don't leave it to the last, because you're not going to want to do it then. To
Yeah.
do it right away. If you get the big things out of the way, you have to. Yeah.
Just like when you work out. I mean, when you work out, the best way to train is to always go to the big muscles first,
Sure.
the larger muscles, so that when you're doing the small muscles, then you're just refining the technique. You're just like
Yeah.
finishing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Magna, what do you binge watching when you find time lately?
What? Sorry.
What are you binge watching lately? Like, what are you watching for TV, Netflix,
Oh,
Disney, whatever?
you see, like I was like, what are you talking about watching? I do not watch TV.
Really?
I do not watch Netflix unless I am really in need of a big break. Then
Hmm.
I'll watch some Christmas movie or some romantic love story. But a
Interesting.
lot, yeah,
Okay. Well,
just
how about the music in your life then? Like, what were you like growing up around as a kid, and like
yeah.
that sort of stuff?
So I grew up in a family with a little bit of trauma. So there was not really a lot of music in the house,
Hmm.
no music at all. Um, my brother died at an early age, and I feel like my parents felt like celebrating was not the right thing to do. But I love music passionately. I love piano. For example, if somebody is playing piano, I'll stop everything that I'm doing just to listen to the piano. I know nothing about piano. I tried to learn how to play piano and I failed massively. And my dream is that one day one of my kids will play piano for me.
Nice.
I really enjoy uplifting music. And for me right now, Rufus du Sol, I don't know if you heard about them.
Hmm.
Um, it's a it's an incredible band. It's a little bit more techno kind of music. I went to see them twice, and every time I was just propelled in a different world, and I was just in symbiosis with the whole universe. So if you want to check them out,
Like,
Rufus du Sol
like
is
how good is music for that, right? Like it's just a different thing. Music is so good.
it is
Yeah.
it uplifts my spirit. It just
Yeah.
I
Same.
love dancing. If I listen to music that brings my mood up, I'll just start dancing anywhere I am.
Yeah. That's nice. And what was the first concert that you went to?
The first concert that I went to, I'm a little bit ashamed. I didn't really enjoy her, but my neighbor invited me and I was babysitting her and I was probably 15 years old. I went to Britney Spears concert. I just
Oh,
want to
that's
make her
great.
happy.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, her life has spiraled out of control.
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, yes. I am actually sad for her.
Yeah, same. I mean, imagine if you had somebody controlling your every move, your financial future. Like, hold up, I'm the one that's performing. I'm the one that just did the concert, but I can't access my own money. Like, yeah, pretty,
I'd
pretty
love to
messed up.
empower that woman.
Yeah,
If I could have a talk with her. Yeah.
right. Yeah. All right, Magda, I'll wrap it up in a couple of minutes here. I told you it'd be 15, 20. We're past that now. So I'm curious about what you would say is your career highlight.
My
Do you
what?
have
Sorry.
your career highlight? Do you have just like one career highlight?
Wow. Um, so I'm a physical educator, yet I have other um career paths because I have, like I said before, I am the eternal student and teacher of life. So I've learned hypnotherapy, got certified, Reiki, got certified. I'm a personal trainer as well, certified. So out of all the careers or the career possibilities that I have, the highlight that I have is my almost 20 years of teaching young kids and how they come into my classroom with these sparkles in their eyes and the
Uh,
excitement. And when they reach out and they're older and I cannot recognize them, but they recognize me and they send me a message and they say, because of you, I am part of the university basketball team. And then they go on and tell me what I told them that day that made a difference. That makes me happy. That's my paycheck right there.
yeah, so good. How old are the kids that you're teaching?
Right now,
Yeah.
when I teach, they're between the ages of 4 to 12 years old.
Okay. They're little kids.
But yes, but now they are in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
my
great.
first students are already in their 30s. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. And this is a big question, but I'm curious what you think. Where do you see yourself in like 5 years?
I love that question. And I feel like every year I change my answer
Hmm.
because every year I ask myself that in 5 years from now, I see myself owning a retreat center. I see myself helping many people and collaborating with other people that will bring out the best in humanity because I believe a lot of people are suffering and they need the compassionate the compassionate and passionate people who want to make the difference. So I see myself owning this space where people feel at home and where transformation is happening exponentially every day.
Great answer. I love your positivity. I simply adore your page. I think it's one of the best on Instagram. Thank you again for taking the time today, Magda Baptista. You are Mags the Star on Instagram. You are also Live Your Life to the Mags on Instagram.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day. See you. Bye.
You too.